Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Singing Hub. It is extremely hot in New York today. I think it's supposed to get to 96 degrees or something like that, some craziness like that. So I hope that it is cooler wherever you are, and we're here to sing, so let's do that. Today is Support Week. So I'm going to go over some very basic things about support, and here is my disclaimer with this video. I know support is a very, very hot topic. I understand that teachers have a lot of different opinions and viewpoints about support, and it's like a loaded word. I'm going to give you my overview of support, but if it doesn't match what you've been taught, or it feels off, or you understand it a different way, that's fine. We all have different ways that we use information and get information from different teachers. So this is simply my opinions about support, and hopefully it'll give you some information to help yourself. That's always my goal with this platform. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is, what is support? This is always a discussion I have with my students when they first come to me. What is support? And I usually get all sorts of answers. And there's no real defined answer about support because, again, voice is not really something that people, it's not a regulated art form. And so in the way that like ballet is, so you hear support and people are like, well, it's breathing, well, it's not, well, it's this, well, it's that. And this is the definition I'm going to give you for my purposes. I believe that breathing is the literal inspiration and expiration of breath. So breathing is support is any musculature around the breathing that aids in the breathing or supports the breathing. Get where I'm going with this? So I just want to make that distinction clear because this video is going to talk about basically muscle groups and parts of the body, and most of it has nothing to do with your respiratory system. I feel like that's a whole other video and a whole other day. So first things first with support, and this may seem very elementary, but we could all use a reminder. When you breathe, your shoulders should be down. So what I want you to do right now is to feel your shoulders. This is actually kind of an Alexander technique thing. So feel your shoulders and where they're at, and feel your shoulder blades. So those are the big, giant bones in the back of your shoulders that lay against your back. All right? Now, I want you to feel them moving down. We're going to take 3 breaths, and I do not want your shoulders to go up. So, now, if you got to the point where you did not raise your shoulders, I advise doing this a few times until you get to the point where your shoulders aren't raising at all. And then I want you to start to make some observations. Groups of 3 are good. I like groups of 3. So do 3 breaths and then observe. Where is my body expanding? Where is my body contracting? What's happening? Okay? Because everybody's body is a little bit different in this. I'm going to speak in very general terms. So everybody's body is a little bit different. You need to know what happens in your body. So let's do it one more time just for the sake of this video. So shoulder blades down against the back. Breathe in. Okay, you made your observations. Now, I'm going to talk to you about support, so the muscle groups. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a bagpipe player and watching a bagpipe being played. I can use words today. A bagpipe being played, because that's going to help you understand how the mechanism works. When a bagpipe player plays a bagpipe, they have what's called a drone. That's like that one low note that keeps going and going and going. And to maintain the drone, they have to fill their bag with air. So they fill the bag, and then if you watch them, they put the bag under their arm, and then they squeeze it with their arm. So the reason I'm telling you this is your lungs function in much the same way. They simply expand and contract, right? So when your lungs expand, they need pressure in order for you to do things like speak and sing. Why? Because your vocal cords need to have air underneath of them. They need to have some pressure of the air so that the air underneath your vocal cords can help your vocal cords vibrate correctly. So I differentiate support into 3 different layers. Layer number 1 is your feet and legs, also defined as grounding. I'll do a whole other video on grounding. I'm not going to cover grounding today. That's like a whole other discussion. Level 2, and my students will know this, especially my AMDA students talk about it a lot, is the pelvic floor and basically your butt muscles. So anything that's in your pelvic region. And then the last group is the corset muscles. So anything that would be covered by a traditional corset. Your back, along your back, and along the front of your abdomen. Okay? Put your hands, lace them together, and put them on top of your belly button. And I want you to breathe in. And when you breathe in, I want you to let your belly fall. So it's going to open up, much like that bagpipe, and then when you exhale, it should just retreat back in. That's my signal for just one more. I guess I should do this. That's what jazz people do, but anyway. So, there you go. We know how the breathing mechanism works naturally. Now, in order to support, like I said, we need to put some pressure on it. Think of the bagpiper with the arm, right? So, I'm going to give you 2 exercises today, just 2. I think these are really helpful. This is one that you can do like throughout the day. If you want to, you can just like go forward in this video. We're at about 8 minutes and 12 seconds. So you can just go forward in this video and follow me with this exercise, these 2 exercises. The first one is a hissing exercise. Now, do a s, not a sh. They're 2 different things, okay? Do s. It's more resistance against your teeth. So what I want you to do is breathe in, belly falls, and then I want you to engage your pelvic floor. So pretend like you're going to hold your pee. We all know that feeling, right? We gotta hold our pee. So you're gonna pretend like you hold your pee, maintain that feeling, and then exhale with the s sound. So we'll do 3 of them. Okay, again, after you sing, make objective observations about what happened. One thing that I have to tell you is just let yourself refill. This does not have to be, you do not have to muscle through any of this. These are natural functions, by the way, of your body. You already do this when you speak. Doing it while you're singing is just extending that natural function. Okay? So that's also a pelvic floor exercise, by the way, because you're holding your pee, so you're using that pelvic floor to like gather for you. So that's exercise 1. You can do that throughout the day. I do it all the time. It's actually a great meditative practice. If you just need to calm your nerves, this is a great one. It's really, really helpful. Let's go to level 3, so the corset muscles. This is a little more complicated. Grounding is probably the most complicated. So I'll get to that in another video another day. We'll do grounding. But today we're going to do corset muscles. Now, there's a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to do both of them, by the way, but there's a couple different ways to do this. So the next exercise, put your fingers, like take your thumbs and stick them into your big back muscles at the base of your spine, and you put your top fingers on top of your butt. You're going to breathe in. You'll feel that expand. You're going to do the same thing. It's a good observation to make. Later, more advanced, if you keep that back open, it really helps you in your support system. We'll get to that in another video on like advanced support later in life, okay? Now, this one is a little bit different. We're going to talk about staccato. Staccato, by the way, for those of you that are not music readers, means short notes. So, okay? We're going to do 4 staccato, 1 long. Now, the muscles that are used for this are your abdominal muscles. So the front, specifically more so the top of your abs, the top part of your abs, like when you rub your belly, where that is. So you're going to put your fingers there lightly, and we're going to do That's another one that you can do any time of the day. I will tell you, if you have worked out, that one is hard. I definitely went for a run this morning and that was not easy. And so if you work out hard, sometimes that muscle group is tough because it does need to contract and open. But it gets the front of your belly moving. I actually had a teacher once that used to say the front of you is like a belly dancer and the back of you is like a sumo wrestler. And I think that's a good image. But any combination of this works. So if you do stuff like this, it's going to help build any level of your support and then start applying it to music. So if you put it into, let's say you have a phrase that you're having trouble getting through, try it on and then do it on a lip trill. These are the things that are going to help your support and build your support for you. I hope this video was informative. As usual, if you have any specific wants, I try to make a video every week. So if you have any specific wants or needs that you want on the Singing Hub, please email me directly. That's candice.shaughnessy@gmail.com. It is all over the site. Please sign up for the newsletter that's specifically for the Singing Hub, because I send out the videos or the audio or whatever it is every single week through that newsletter specifically. Also, you can sign up for my general newsletter and see what I'm doing in general in the world. Thank you for being here with me today on the Singing Hub, and I hope to see you next week. Keep on singing. Bye.